Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I'm really excited to pull together 3 very different but very cool custom planner spreads. One of the most fun things I get to do every month is create custom planner spreads for my top tier of Patreons. So they tell me their layout, they tell me their theme, and then I kind of take it from there. So Bobby requested a classic size planner spread, and she wants a make it pink, make it blue, Sleeping Beauty theme. Angie requested also a classic size spread, and she would like a faith-based theme. And then Angel is heading out on the road to go camping, and so we're going to create a camping theme for her. I will link everything that I end up using down below. Otherwise, I'll put you all on fast forward. Let's go. For Angie's faith-based spread, she's going to use a classic vertical layout. And I am going to use printables from the Illustrated Faith Print and Pray shop. I love investing in printables because you can use them over and over again and for so many different purposes: card making, journaling, planning, and I like to change up the size of the printables as well. So if, for instance, these butterflies end up being a little bit big for what you're looking for, you can always print at like half size or 75% to change up the size. What I did was print these gorgeous butterflies on clear sticker paper. I like to use the Mako brand of clear sticker paper because I think it has a really nice print quality to it. Plus, you can write on top of this sticker paper, which I think is amazing. So I'm going to just quickly fussy cut out all of these butterflies, and my idea was to kind of create my own patterned paper for the background. So here's what I'm doing. Take these butterflies, I'm putting them around the edge of the page, and then I'm going to quickly use my craft knife to very carefully slice out this corner to clean up that edge, and I'm moving it. Now this has been sped up a lot. I'm going really slow as to not tear the paper and cutting out that edge. And I'm just going to continue to work my way around the paper, layering on these butterflies. Anytime I cut off a piece, I generally will take that and then put it on another edge. You'll also see me frequently putting the butterfly down on my sticker guide first and then putting it on the paper. That takes away just a little bit of the stickiness, and to me that makes it a little bit easier to peel up these pieces that I'm very carefully cutting off, just to get that little corner all clean. And I'm just going to work my way around the spread. It's going to have a pretty big impact. Something I didn't realize when I started this was that these butterflies have a lot of black in them. And truthfully, most butterflies do have a lot of black in them. There's a lot of that in there. And so once I fill up this whole spread, you're going to be shocked at the just impact that that black has. Originally, I was going to take, there's patterned paper that comes with this particular printable set. It is actually a full devotional from Abigail Clone. She is just an amazing college student that works with Illustrated Faith. She's a very talented artist, and I love her devotions as well. And with this set, they have some gorgeous papers. And I was planning on using those papers as boxes within the planner, but because these butterflies ended up having such a big impact, I decided that that patterned paper wasn't going to be necessary. It was really going to compete with the butterflies, and I didn't want to do that. So we're just going to continue working our way around. And this is a great way, see how they're going off the page and then I trim off the little extra. That's just a fabulous way to get the most out of your stickers. I do it all of the time. I love when stickers kind of go off the page, especially when it is intentional. I think it gives the impression that the spread just kind of keeps going forever, which is pretty darn cool. And some of these will end up getting covered up by other stickers that I'm going to put on, especially these in the sidebar. So that's kind of up to you. You can change it up, change the placement. But do you see how it's kind of starting to look like a piece of scrapbook paper in the background, just with the stickers all along the edge? You can do this with any types of stickers that you have, just to create a cool border, and that way you're preserving a lot of the writing space within the planner layout. Another little hint to make sure that this kind of system will work for you is that I made sure to start with the biggest butterflies first and then worked my way down to smaller ones. That way I could make sure I was filling in all of the space that I wanted to. I'm starting with the big ones first, kind of anchoring them on the edges and the corners, and then I can fill in any blank space with either leftover pieces or other butterflies just as I went. So that's generally a rule for when you're placing anything on a layout. Start with your biggest stickers first, your biggest images, your biggest impacts, whatever it may be, and then work from there just to make sure the spacing is even and the weight is even throughout the page. All right, I think we are almost done here. It comes across really cute. I did have a few that went between the two sides to put the pages together. So I will just end up cutting the pages apart at the end and then repunching those holes. But I think it came out pretty cute. Look how much of an impact that has. Now, for this spread, she did ask for a faith-based theme. This one is going to be crowns. So the whole theme of this devotional is the many crowns, and it talks about crowning God with love, crowning God, crowning him the Lord of peace, crowning him the Lord of heaven. And I just thought it was a cool idea. So I picked out a couple of my favorite crowns from the set, and we're going to put those on the page. See how I'm layering them together with boxes. Now, it's a big sticker. Certainly, it's a big sticker that covers up a big portion of the page. Like I said before, this is great sticker paper because you can write on top of it with a regular pen, which is awesome. And then, of course, I'm going to layer some functional boxes over and around these large images to make sure that there is still plenty of writing space on the spread for Angie. Once I get this last little bit of decorative these last decorative pieces onto the spread, then I'm going to just go to functionality. Like I said, I was planning on using the digital paper to create boxes, but really these black boxes from Mojo Jojo Plans are going to be absolutely perfect just because the black is really brought out through the butterflies, and there really doesn't need to be a lot more decoration. There's already a huge impact across the page. Now I'm just looking for places where I can add in functional boxes so that you can write in them. I don't know if Angie plans to use this as a faith planner spread or if she just wants to incorporate faith elements into her catch-all planner. Either way, this one will make an impact, and so I'm going to add that function. Let's add a few bullet points along the way as well. I'm just going to space those around the page. I always love lists. I love making lists in my planner. That's definitely how my brain works. So I always want to make sure there's a place for a list on all of my patron spreads. All right. That one is coming across really well. A few more boxes, and then I have to figure out what I want to do for the sidebar and also adding the days of the week at the top. I went with Mojo Jojo's Date It book, and she has this beautiful kind of scripty font that felt really nice with the spread, and I love that these are printed on white sticker paper so they pop even with the butterflies in the background. So we're going to add the days of the week at the top. On the side, I went back and forth. Do I want one long sidebar or do I want to separate it? I ended up separating it and doing lined boxes over there instead of one. I thought you could track a couple different things. It might be a good place to write out the meals for the week. It might be a good place to have a task list, a to-do list, a work schedule. There's all kinds of things. So I'm just going to use a couple of these lined boxes and then add some smaller boxes so she can title those sections once she decides what she wants to use them for. The last thing to do is cut apart the two pages and re-punch the holes. I always use my We Are Memory Keepers disc punch. It works really well. It has a tough time with clear sticker paper just because there's not a lot of bulk to it, and so I end up just cleaning up the edges with my scissors after the fact. But let me know what you think of Angie's faith spread with the many crowns principles from Illustrated Faith. I think it came out really bold and I very much like it. I think it came out really great. Next, we are going to jump over to Angel's camping spread. Now, Angel has been a patron of mine for a long time, but just recently moved up to this tier of Patreon, and I'm so excited to get to create a spread for her. Her and her husband go on all kinds of fun adventures. They love road trips. They just got an RV. They love camping. They are just always on a fun adventure. And so when she asked for a camping spread, that definitely felt like a perfect fit for her. And I know that she likes to use her planner for all kinds of things, for journaling, for memory keeping. And so I'm going to add a lot of extra little elements elements in this spread that have tip-ins, that have places to put photos, because she very much likes to mix it up, which I think is really fun. She's someone that definitely makes her planner work for her, because sometimes there are busier weeks, sometimes there's lighter weeks, but she is always ready to fill her spread with all kinds of fun adventures. For this spread, I'm using a lot of different pieces. So I'm going to use the Round Trip collection from Maggie Holmes. That's the scrap paper that you see, and I'm going to use a few of the journaling cards that you can get to go along with this whole collection. So I thought it would be a good basis. Then I'm going to use some camping stickers that I have from Amber Plans Her Day. I only have a few left because I believe I created a camping spread last year for one of my patrons, and so I only have a few of those stickers left, but those are going to be like the hardcore camping icons. And then I'm going to use boxes from Kelva Plan. She just had some that I thought fit well with the stickers from Amber Plans Her Day. And so it was like a conglomeration, like a big collection of all of these different pieces, but I'm putting them together all in one spread. And I think it comes together really well. It's going to end up having a lot of different colors. It's not going to be one of those that only has, 3 colors and that's it. It's kind of a collection of all these different pieces, but I think that's the fun part. When you can put together several different books, several different things from your craft room into your planner spread, it's fun to play with the combinations. So for instance, these tags, that's one of the places I put because I know that Angel likes to write a lot in her planner, and that is a lot of lines. It's a little like narrow. You'd have to write small to fit in there. So I don't know that I could do it, but I wanted to give her some options. And then I think that yellow frame in the bottom right corner is a great place to either add a photo or more journaling opportunities for sure. This is an example of a place I'm going to add a tip in. The beauty of the tip ins that I add is that you can write underneath them and behind them. So once you flip up that particular map, she can add a photo back there. She can add extra journaling about adventures that they are going on. And then you can also have your kind of standard task lists and, appointments, things like that. So that's why I love using tip-ins in my planner, especially when I know that I might want to be adding in some extra memories and journaling, because it gives you extra space to write. All right, before I start getting everything taped down to the page, I'm going to go ahead and put the days of the week at the top. Again, I grabbed for Mojo Jojo's Date It book. This is a fabulous book. I use it all of the time in my custom spreads, and I probably need to see if she still has any in stock and order another one because it just comes in really handy. Once that's there, now all Angel has to do is add the dates at the top in the month. All right, let's start putting in these tip-ins. When you put in a tip-in, which is a piece that folds in and out of your planner, you want to secure it with washi tape on both sides, not just on one edge, but on both sides, just so that you know it's extra secure. The one that I put all the way over to the left even has a little insert place for a photo, which I think is super fun. So we're going to put that down. This one is going to be a tip in as well. I'm actually just using dotted grid washi because it's pretty neutral and kind of fades into the background, which I think is nice. I didn't want the washi tape to be too much. And then that black and white arrow up at the top, that tag is going to be a tip in later after I start putting in some more boxes. All right, so these are the boxes, like I said, from Kelva Plan. I just kind of thought the colors went well with these stickers from Amber Plans Her Day, and we will add a few more camping icons as we go. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put underneath this. I'm definitely going to add some bullet points. These are really thick bullet points from Kelva Plan, and so I often like to cut hers in half and do semicircles. A, you get twice as many bullet points that way, and B, they're just not quite as large, because sometimes these just feel really large. They feel like they take up too much space in the box. So you'll see me doing that frequently, just cutting those bullet points in half, and it's like getting 2 for the price of 1. All right, I'm going to layer in. Now, I struggle with this coffee cup, you guys. I wanted the coffee cup there, and then I move it about 14 times. I cannot believe I did not rip the sticker, and I cannot believe that I did not rip the paper, but it was a miracle. So let's put the coffee cup over here, and that way it'll peek out from behind the tip-in. See how all of those boxes are hidden now, but the little coffee cup is there? It's just cute. I like how it all comes together. This one, to me, it feels definitely like an Angel spread. So I hope that she really, really likes it because I think it has lots of little hidden little tidbits and places for her to take notes, and I think she's going to enjoy working on this. So let's add a few more bullet points, and then let me tell you about the other thing, the other special thing that's being added to this spread. So Angel mentioned that on this camping trip, they are going to be taking their black lab named Neo, which, hello, that is an adorable name for a Labrador. And so I found this little illustration of a black lab, and I am going to cut that out and add it in because, of course, Neo needs to be on the camping spread. If he gets to go camping, he's going to come along. We're going to put him by the trailer. He's hanging out by the trailer, getting ready to go. It kind of looks like the trailer is hitched to Neo. It's not supposed to be like that. That's just where he ended up. But Neo is definitely going to be included. I thought that was a fun little touch for sure. Now, I'm just looking. Now, this is, if I'm being totally honest, at this point, I cannot find that black and white tag, and it's right there. It's on the spread. I'm looking all over. I move all of the stuff off my desk. Things get a little crazy when I'm working on custom spreads. And it was sitting on the spread the whole time. Does that happen to you guys? Because that I would be lying if I said that's the first time that has happened to me, that something is right in front of my face. But I'm telling you, my craft studio, when I'm working on custom spreads or doing unboxings, those are the craziest days because things just get everywhere. All right, I'm going to add just a couple more little things here and there, a few more bullet points, and that is going to be it. Let me know what you think of Angel's camping spread. I think it has a fun, kind of whimsical feel. Lots of little nooks and crannies for her to journal, add pictures, and I hope that she really enjoys it. I hope she enjoys her camping trip as well. Next, let's head to Bobby's spread. All right, so Bobby asked for a Make It Pink, Make It Blue classic dashboard spread. I'm using some undated pages from a Disney planner, and so I am whiting out all the Mickeys. They are going to disappear, even though this actually does end up being Disney in the end. But we're going to white those out, and eventually I will cover up those bullet points as well. I am trying to figure out if I want to white out those bullet points. That's what I was thinking ahead of time. So I knew from the beginning that I was going to use florals and that I would be dividing the spread in half. Make it pink, make it blue. What I didn't know was what versions of Sleeping Beauty I would be using, because of course there's lots of different versions from the Happy Planner. They have like kind of the more elegant versions. They have the line drawings, which, if I'm being honest, a little bit freak me out. The princesses drawn in the line drawing style. Those are not my favorite. And then I opened up to this set. I will link it below, but this set had the fairies in it as well. And of course, I don't think you can have a Make It Pink, Make It Blue spread without the fairies being on the spread. And so that kind of sealed the deal. And we're going to use the more cartoon version of Sleeping Beauty. So the two colors are going to clash here in the middle of the spread. We're going to go up the spine with pink flowers and blue flowers. Once again, using my trick of cutting off the sticker and then repositioning that sticker just to get even more. I was actually running a little bit low on those pink stickers. They are both from Live Love Posh. So it is the blue florals and the pink florals from the Live Love Posh Rainbow sticker books. Those are some of my favorite sticker books perhaps ever. I just find them really useful and really versatile. And so I'm going to use those to kind of go up the top, almost like they're exploding. Like it's like this garden coming out the sides, and we'll have them go both directions. This is actually a frame sticker that I'm cutting apart and making use of it. You know, sometimes you need to make sure the stickers work for you, and you don't have to be beholden to how the sticker is designed. So often I will cut them apart and I needed just a little line of florals. So this worked out well for me. Okay, we got our florals going on. Now it's time to figure out where we're going to put Princess Aurora. So I decided, instead of having one Princess Aurora with like the smashed dress with the pink and the blue, we're going to have two. We're going to have our two versions. We're going to have her in her pink ball gown, and then her when she is in the woods. I actually think, in the end, I think I prefer the blue ball gown. Does anyone else? Let me know what you think. Pink is the one that they go with. Pink is the one that she is dressed in, like at Disney World when you go and see the princesses. I think I liked it better in blue. So let me know, were you team pink or team blue on Princess Aurora's dress? I would love to know that in the description box below. But we're going to put Princess Aurora dressed all in pink on the left, and then because her outfit that she wears in the forest is, it's not blue, but it's certainly more towards the cool tones, we're going to put that version of Princess Aurora over here on the right side. And then we will place the fairies accordingly on each of their sides. So the fairy sticker that I had all of the fairies on one sticker, so I'm having to fussy cut it a little bit because I wanted to divide them up. We have our pink fairy over here. I don't remember all of the names. Merryweather is the one that's sticking in my head. Flora and Fauna. So I have all the names. I just don't remember which one is which. So if you remember, let me know in the comment box below which fairy was which. We're going to do blue and green on the right because that's our cool tones, and of course the pink one on the left hand side. And now is where I decided I'm just going to cover up all of these bullet points with this list. We're going to cover that up with these pink bullet points from the Live Love Posh sticker book just because they fit perfectly over the little Mickey heads. I was trying to get that one off. It was sticking just a little bit. And once that is done, it's really coming together really nicely. I just want to add a little bit more like a magical feel. We definitely have to add functionality, but I want to bring, like, I have the big characters in place, but now it's time to fill it in. So we have a quote that has pink. It says, "Let your heart guide you," which I think is beautiful. And then I love these little sparkles. They definitely look like magical. And so adding them across the page gives that like magic essence, I guess. So we're going to add the sparkles, blue on the right and pink on the left. And then I think this quote on the right will look really nice. It says, "Dream on, dreamer," putting that over there again with the sparkles. All right, all the main characters in place, starting to add the sparkles, and then we need to add functional boxes. And there were a few other like icons and smaller characters from the story that I wanted to add in. So I think the beautiful crown, because I think I think her crown, Princess Aurora's crown, is very distinct. So I like having that crown mixed in there. I'm pulling blue boxes from Live Love Posh blue florals over here. And then I'll also end up putting some bullet points and things like that, but just putting some functional boxes around. Again, when you have so many decorative elements on your page, those functional boxes are your best friend because they give you extra places to write, and you can layer them on top of some of these florals. That way you can write on top of them just a little bit easier. It is a challenge sometimes to create these spreads when you don't necessarily know what the schedule is going to be that week. For me, when I'm working on my spreads, I know what the schedule is going to be, so I know where I need boxes. When I'm working on these custom spreads for patrons, I don't always know what boxes they need where, so I just try to make sure there is a writing opportunity on every single day, and I accomplish that on this spread except for Sunday. There is really no place to write on Sunday. So Bobby, if you need to add a place to write for Sunday, you'll need to add another box over there. So just something to consider. On the left side, I felt like it needed a little bit more pink and I wanted to add some more friends. So we're going to add some birds over on the left side, and her owl friend will also end up over there as well eventually. So at first I was going to put this big box just as an extra place to maybe write the month or put a quote or something, and then it was too big. So let's go with the smaller pink boxes just to cover up these titles, which I often do on a dashboard planner so that you can add your own titles. And then I'm trying to find a place where the little owl friend can live. I think he needs to be down at the bottom, so I just have to move the quote a little bit and get everything back in place. And then I think the last thing I'm going to do is add as many possible sparkles as I can just to finish layering out, bringing the magic all across the spread, and then repunch the holes with my We Are Memory Keepers disc power punch. And that is going to be it for Bobby's Make It Pink, Make It Blue dashboard planner spread. Let me know what you thought of these 3 spreads. Let me know which one was your favorite down in the comments below. I will link all of the supplies that I ended up using down below so you can check those out if you are interested. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. We just have a fabulous time over there. Each month we have a different theme. In May, we are working through mixed media. Coming up in June is all about planners and a little planner tune-up as we come to the middle of the year. It's just a great time over there. It's a fun community. If you want to check out more about Patreon, you can find a link for that in the description box below. And you can always ask me questions below if you have any. All right. I hope that you have an absolutely fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.